नमस्कार दोस्तों। इस बार मैं अपनी किताब के बारे में बात करने आया हूँ जो कि ऑलरेडी बहुत चर्चित है, दैट इज RSS 360 डिग्री, एंड दिस बुक हैज ऑलरेडी बीन पब्लिश्ड इन English, has gone into many reprints, and just last week the Hindi edition has also come up. Earlier Kannada edition had come up, so it has been doing well, and there is a lot of curiosity and a lot of goodwill for the topic now. Has raised some questions. I'll try to answer those questions in the best possible way. What is the significance of the title? RSS 360 degree, the subtitle is Demystifying the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha. Why did I need to say this? Because people have a lot of misgivings about RSS. More has been written about RSS against RSS than for RSS. And there is a clear bias in the mind of so-called intellectuals and opinion makers against RSS. If you try to search any book on the topic, you will find most of them as really which are against RSS viewpoint and which are actually criticizing. But there are not many books, especially in English, which talk positively about RSS or at least talk about its work. There are a few by RSS itself, but because of poor distribution network and not much attention being paid, they are not much known to the people. So my idea was to demystify RSS the way people understand it, the way people can actually relate to it. So my first target audience is English because it is the most read language now, frankly speaking, the people who read books. And the idea was to give a complete overview of RSS, its the way of working, its physical structure, its spiritual or philosophical structure. So I call it the body and the soul, and then manifestation, which is the way people are trained in RSS, how they go out in the society and do various kind of works which do good for the society, which do good for the people. So this manifestation of its philosophy in real life, that was the last part. Then I've also gone ahead and responded to many of the criticisms, right or wrong, against RSS. They have been very objective criticism, objective. That is our idea about writing this book. And the reason that the very fact that people like the book tells me that my message has gone through and the purpose for writing the book has been fulfilled. What is the key message of the book? Well, actually there is no key message of the book. I am just trying to present what RSS is. I want people to judge from what RSS has done and what RSS is in their mind. So it is a preconceived image of RSS vis-a-vis the real work of RSS on ground for the nation. It is for people to judge. There is no message, I can tell you. It is just a presentation. You read the book, you decide for yourself what is the takeaway, and accordingly look at RSS the way you want to look at it. It's very objective. There is no idea of selling RSS to you. It is just idea is to explain what it is, what it does, how it does, and then it's up to you to decide. So there is, as such, there is no message. Message is only one, if at all, that India is not a nation in the making which was born on 15th August 1947. It's a perennial nation with its perennial heritage, with its wonderful history, its knowledge systems, and its gift to the society, mankind, in terms of Ayurveda, yoga, and the most important, the pluralist way of looking at things, the democratic way of, republic way of having every faith have its way. So that is a central message, that if world has to survive, if this nation has to survive, this thought of pluralism must survive. That can be message if you really talk about the message. What were the challenges faced by me while writing the book? Well, the first challenge was to put an entire idea, which I call 360 degree, about its, as I said, about its way of working, about its philosophy and its manifestation on the field, to in a limited form, in an entertaining form, in a very light form that you can read easily. Challenge was to present in a terminology which you can easily read, in a way which is anecdotal, which is interesting, which takes you in the way you want to read and to interpret, and avoid any jargon, avoid complex languages as is possible when you talk of ideologies or philosophies. So make it as simple reading as possible and yet interesting enough for you not to put it down. I know people have read the book overnight, people have read the book in single or two sittings. So that I would say is the challenge which I have perceived, and I have overcame that challenge successfully. What are the elements that might surprise them? I think the first element would be the surprise that RSS is a humane organization. It's not, made out to be what it is made out to be. Second surprise would be that it is not some hooligans or some ruffians or, what they call lumpen elements which work in RSS. It is a long process of training which goes into making an RSS worker, making a Swayamsevak and making a good citizen. It's year of training, years of sadhana, I could say in Hindi to use a better word, of hard work, of molding oneself for the better of the nation, to come up to a thinking which is not selfish, which is not tuned to self but also to the society. That process itself is a very creative process. It's a process which is really to be understood. Only then there are a series of camps, there are a series of workshops through which a person is molded from a very ordinary being to deliver something which is extraordinary. That process which has created people who have created more than 150,000 social service projects. It's a process which has created 36 all India organizations, many of them which are very huge, mass-based, and which have turned around the societies, which have turned around giving good ideas and good education to people. Every kind of possible vertical has been addressed by those very same people whom we are not yet understood, and we need to understand. So this itself is a surprise element, how an ordinary person can be turned into an extraordinary human being who can work for the society, despite of being so simple but deliver extraordinary results. So that is one. Secondly, without knowing how much RSS has affected national life, we don't realize it. So in the book, once you start reading the book, you realize that RSS has actually impacted the flow of the history of this country in a very big way, right from partition days to the present day. Whether it's securing the people's lives during partition, whether it's standing up for the country during an emergency, or whether creating a movement like Ram Temple or social the tribal areas, or for the first time putting every saint of every creed, every guru, every matam on a single platform, Vishnu Parishad, and declaring that there can be no untouchable in the society, that every person is a brother and sister of mine. This highly reformist approach, which was never done for hundreds of years, and they had never come together on a single platform, that itself was an achievement. So when you look at those elements, that will really surprise that how the life has been impacted by RSS, which you don't even realize. That is what I try to bring out, and I think you will realize that. I have deleted any snippet in the book. Not really. I have actually put many things back and forth, added many things, modified many things. This book went through multiple iterations before it finally came out in the good shape. For example, the struggle against emergency for democracy was somewhere inside the narrative. Then one of the friends said, but this should be the first chapter. So it became the first chapter. So I may have restructured the book while writing. First, I just kept on putting ideas together. Then I started restructuring the book. And I may share that actually before I wrote this book of mine, I had already edited around 10 books, and now I've done about 12 books in Hindi and English, including translations, 2 translations. So I had a major experience of publishing. In fact, my first business in IT was desktop publishing. So I had a fair idea about how a book is created, how it is edited. In fact, my first book that I did was on film and video guides. So I had a long experience in editing and formatting and designing a book. So this went through the typical iterations, but I didn't have to delete anything because there was nothing that needed to be deleted. Is there a sequel? One sequel already came. In the annexure, I have talked about the 1942 Quit India movement. I have talked about the partition days. I have talked about the ban on RSS, how it was vicious and how it was uncalled for, and how RSS fought against it. So all these things were there in the annexure in a detailed form. The annexure is bigger than what normally is expected in a book, but people have liked it. So I was told by many people to write another book on RSS role in freedom struggle. So Sangh and Swaraj, I could say, is a spin-off of the first book of RSS 360 Degree. So what I did, that I expanded upon the theme, did some more research, met many people, and finally the small book on Sangh and Swaraj about RSS role in freedom struggle came out. I also realized that freedom struggle is not just the element of Quit India movement or something else. It is a conjunction of many events that took place during those days. So once we read that book, we realize. And as a sequel, there is another book which has gone into print, that is Evolution of RSS. Basically from an organization to a movement, mass movement. So in that I have covered 95 years of RSS. That this book is very different from the new book that is coming out. I could say that this new book, Evolution of RSS, being published by Rupa Publications, from organization to a movement, can be called a book which is a subsequent book to RSS 360. Those who have read RSS 360 will be much better equipped to understand this new book rather than just jumping onto the new book, because the other parts of its organizational structure, its philosophy, etc., that we have covered in this book has not been covered in the other book. That is more of a historic document, how the changes occurred, how pointing of the organization happened, that RSS is not a static structure, organization that was created in 1925 and goes on and on. During the last 95 years, so many small and big changes have happened, so many tweakings have been done, its approach to the issues and its approach to the national life and the changing environment, that you will be surprised the way I was, that how it from an organization which was supposed to be just marching orders and all that became a mass movement. So that's a entirely different framework. So once you read RSS 360, you will find it much more easier and much more enjoyable when you read the other. So it's all in work in progress. And there is another book which will take a few months, which is based on my PhD thesis, which is RSS role in conflict resolution in India. Regions which is Jammu Kashmir, Punjab and Northeast, all the three the biggest challenges to India's unity and integrity, and how RSS looked at the issues, its views, its action on the ground, how it helped resolve those conflicts to a stage where they are today, and some of the unknown facets of those areas. So that's another book that is in the works, and it will take a little more time. But other book is already published, and the new book, as I said, is about to be released. As RSS chief Dr. Mohan Bhagwat says, that best way to understand RSS is to visit RSS Shakha, to be involved in the work and take your own decision. So that's what I would like to do. The book I am holding, this is the Hindi version, RSS 360 Degree Parat Dar Parat, which in English is RSS 360 Degree Demystifying the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. So you can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it on Flipkart and many other dealers. It's also available in the bookshops, of course, but it is ease of shopping from home, so you are welcome to buy it. Even the Sangh and Swaraj is available on Amazon, and you can have a better idea what RSS is. If you wish to talk to me or share your views with me, you are welcome. You can write to me on my email ID, or you can tag me on the Twitter. My Twitter handle is RatanSharda55, and my email ID is rnsharda@radiusmail.com. Thank you.
Namaskar everyone. I think I want to give a word for Ratan Sharda ji's work on RSS 360. It's a phenomenal book. In fact, when I was writing my book on BJP, there is a major section which I named RSS, the ideological compass for Bharatiya Jana Sangh and Bharatiya Janata Party, and I drew lot of my inspiration and my references from his work, right? So I think that's one of the most comprehensive work. If someone wants to understand RSS with a neutral lens, it's amazing work. Otherwise, you'll get some article here, some article there, but this is one of the phenomenal work one should read. RSS is one of the biggest social organizations in the world, and if you want to read something comprehensive about it, I personally recommend RSS 360 by Ratan Sharda ji.
Hi. Being a bibliophile, I love to read a lot, and political history is one such subject which always attracts me. And I always know that in our textbooks there are a lot of distortions, and especially about RSS, there are a lot of rumors and myths. Somehow I would say mainstream media is also responsible for that. But after reading this book, RSS 360, written by Ratan Sharda ji, I would say I have no doubt in my mind. And I'm happy to know about one such big organization working in this country from decades. It is the biggest humanitarian organization, and not just this, you will get to know about the structure of the organization, the history, and what all it has done for our country. So definitely I would recommend this. If you know nothing, if you know something, and if you even know everything, still you should read this book, RSS 360. So thank you, Ratanji, for this copy, and I will happily wait for its next edition. Thank you.